the first question I'll ask you is like, take me back to the beginning, before we met. Talk about Riley and what his problems were.
You wanna go first?
I'll do a little bit. Yeah. Um, I was pretty like inconfident in myself. I struggled to like get in my head that I could get on base, could hit doubles, maybe a triple, but yeah, I struggled getting it like deep in the outfield. Couldn't get it super far, but um, kept working. I'm getting doubles and out in the outfield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so I'll say like he's always been able to make good contact ever since he was little. So it wasn't an issue of that. I think just he size wise is a little bit smaller than most kids his age. So when we started to move up in the age brackets, the other kids got bigger and stronger. And so in his mind, seeing that, he was like, "Man, these kids are big. They're out hitting me." So it started to chip away at his confidence as the age groups progressed. And I think just that was a big part of it is not being able to feel like you can hit or compete with the bigger kids. Um, and so then I would say once we kind of started to watch and see your videos and what you're doing, it really gave us the the ability to see somebody focused on measurable results, right? As opposed to all the other stuff that's out there. Nobody's looking at you know your EV and making sure that it's increasing week to week. Nobody else is showing workout routines with the medicine balls to gain strength and core, which I think all that, and you
Yeah.
can say kind of what you feel like going through it.
Well, I think those workouts really helped me get a lot stronger to help hit the ball harder. And um, even like the hitting off the tee in the basement. And it was consistent too. Like the first week was a big increase, and then it was like still up and little bit by little bit from there.
Nice. Can you tell me, you were just talking about all the other coaches out there and all that info. Can you tell me the things that you guys tried? Because I'm sure you're just like many of the parents out there and players who've tried millions of things. Can you tell me what you guys have tried and what didn't work for you guys? You know, you don't have to name anybody, but just give
Yeah,
a perspective.
yeah. No, so we've always played on. We started off for the first 3 or 4 years with the same coach, and there wasn't really, like I said, at the younger ages, he was making contact. He was in line with everyone else. So we never really focused on hitting as a priority. And as a parent, I kind of thought like, well, he's good enough on the field, and he's getting on base, and he knows he's got a baseball mind. He's always thinking. We never really focused on it until probably 10, 11 U. We had a coach, a hitting coach that the team paid for. Um, but we never really saw anything out of it. It was just you'd go for a 30-minute workout with 3 or 4 other kids, and you were in a rotation. And he had certain drills that he was doing to get the lower half engaged that I had never seen, but I don't think he really ever talked to you guys about what he was trying to achieve. And there was nothing measurable out of it. And that was just preseason. And then, you know, when it really came up was the first year of freshman ball, where as a parent, I realized, okay, the kids that can hit are the ones that are getting the play time. Um, and he was smaller, like I said. So I knew there was something we needed to do, and started to kind of look at. I always tried to give him drills and things to do, and told him to go hit downstairs, but there was never a reason or a measurable behind it. It was just try this. I knew he needed to do something, but I didn't know where or what, and spent probably a year or two giving him things off of YouTube, forwarding him videos, and he would try it, but there was no way to know whether it was an impact or not. And I feel like after 6 weeks with your program, and I really liked the weekly kind of feedback videos that you would send to us to take a look at what he's doing, make sure he's doing it right. And I thought that was critical. But honestly, seeing the numbers and having something measurable, and then going out to the field and seeing the balls travel further and further until he's finally hitting them over the fence was a great confidence booster as a parent. But I'm sure for you,
Yeah,
that was
big.
probably big.
Let's talk about that. So the first week going back, I know you guys were like, "All right, what are we doing here?" And I was like, "Yeah, give me your exit velocity numbers." And I was like, each week we're gonna try to, we're gonna push that forward as much as we possibly can. But let's go back to the first week. You were at 60 miles per hour, and then you jumped 4 miles per hour. So talk to me, like, what were you thinking? How did the workouts feel? Did you get a boost of confidence once you see those numbers go up?
Um, the workouts were I don't know how to explain this. Um, I definitely feel like they boosted like my strength and everything, but then with like the swinging workouts, I also like felt myself working harder, like again with like something to work towards. And then those 4 miles per hour in the first week, like really boosted my confidence. Like I was like, oh, I can do this and all that. Like I realized I was able to get there.
Yeah, I messaged you, Mike, and you were like, "Whoa!" You were ecstatic behind it. So tell me from your perspective, because you even wrote me a little email that I'll post up here right now so everyone can see. But yeah, tell me your perspective.
Yeah, I was shocked at the first week results. I was ready to go down and start throwing medicine balls and swinging the bat and measuring my exit velocity. Uh, but no, it was, as a parent, to see that quick of a jump, and again, maybe it was more just now he's got a goal to drive towards, and seeing the numbers behind it. He would every drill and everything he was doing, he would take the radar and see not only the results but the drive that it created in him to keep working. And that, I was impressed, to say the least, from one week. To me, it just said, "Hey, this guy knows what he's talking about, and he's got a method to get kids moving in the right direction." So it was huge.
That's awesome. Thank you for that. So now let's go after that. You just steadily bumped up each week, getting more and more. You ended off at 68 miles per hour, which that's 8 miles per hour of exit velocity and 56 feet of distance. Talk about, you guys going to the field and hitting. You kind of hinted on it already, saying that he was hitting the ball farther and then he was hitting over the fence. So walk me through that. I didn't know that like he was, at the beginning not hitting it over the fence. I thought he was always hitting over the fence. But tell me about that.
Yeah.
Well, I was always like close to the fence or can maybe get warning track or maybe like one hop the fence every once in a while. But like after that first week, I think it was a confidence boost as well as a strength boost. But like I just like felt myself getting stronger as I was going. And I don't know, it really like put a big drive in me to like keep working after I realized it was like starting to go over and all that. Like
Yeah, we started counting the balls that would go over. Me and my younger son would be out in the outfield, and by the end of it, like this fifth, sixth week, my younger one was like, "Dad, you take over the fence because there's going to be more going over than in here. I got less work if I stay in the field."
Say
But it
that
was it was
again.
cool, and he would ask after each.
Say that
My
again because
younger
it
boy
kind
and
of
I
went
would
in
go
and
to the
out.
outfield. Yeah, so my younger boy and I would go to the outfield, and at the beginning, the younger one wanted to be outside the fence because there weren't very many balls going over. And by the end, he's like, "Dad, you got to go on the other side of the fence because it's way less work if I stay in here and you go out there and get all the balls that are going to be hit out." So it was fun. It was cool to work together as a family and have his little brother see the improvements and hitting home runs. So it was cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, I appreciate you guys. It works both ways, right? on one way, I'm basically help guiding you to develop to get those numbers up higher so you can get better. But the other side is you putting in the work. And Riley, you put in all the work. You didn't miss a day. You were messaging me, and that's what it takes to get better and to reach your dreams and ball out in baseball. And that's what I want from you is to ball out, reach those dreams that you have playing in college, playing high school varsity, one day even making, maybe even going pro. You know what I mean? And if you stay steadily working your butt like you did, in the basement, out in the field, you're gonna open some eyes. And it's funny because while you were working, I was like, Riley's not getting me no like emotion. Like you were giving me more emotion than he was, and I was like, is he happy? But I see he puts his head down and he just works. So, and that's a good characteristic of a player that is going to thrive in this game. So, good stuff there. I just wanted to compliment you on all your hard work, and I'm hoping that we can continue moving forward to increase those numbers. And also, before we even talk about that, I would like to talk to you, Mark, about if there's a parent here on the fence, would you recommend the program?
Oh, 100%. It, like I said, just seeing the results from that first week was, it really blew my mind. To see something that, again, not only it's measurable, you can see it happening, but it also gives him something to drive towards, and he's seeing improvement on a day-to-day basis. It's definitely a time commitment, but if you want to see the results, like anything else in life, right? Nothing comes for free, and nothing comes easy. So at least not that's worth chasing after.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Riley, do you have any words for any of the young players out there regarding the program?
Um, it definitely this program definitely helps you. Like I'm gonna be honest, I was a little skeptical, but um, I definitely realized as soon as it started, I was like, this is like really good. I like could tell it was gonna help me improve, and it did. And it really boosted my confidence. Like I started playing better in games. I hit a couple doubles in the middle of the season, and I started playing a lot better.
I love that, being a little skeptical, which is normal. How do you know something's going to work when it's all online and then uh, still committing to it and then you're seeing the results and now you're a believer. And I'm glad you said that because there's probably plenty of players and parents right now are like, well, does it really work? And then you saying that's a great human connection that people are going to connect with. So, I appreciate you guys working with me. I look forward to, progressing and getting you better, getting those numbers up because I don't want you to plateau. And let's continue to get better together.
Yeah.
awesome.